Yep. Hey, what's up? Yeah, you tune into Cars where yeah. I'm trying to focus to bring my levels down because I'm always a naturally high type person anyway. So I'm trying to, speak in a calm manner, like, is that just who I am? But hey, if you tune in to the show, what I'm saying, welcome. You know, appreciate everybody who may be listening to the show or who may tune in. Um, yeah, just like what the title said of the show, it's a spiritual people, you know, and explaining that topic is basically, we are a spiritual people, you know. That's something a lot of people don't realize. I'm gonna break it down, real quick, like, so people don't understand what I mean. A spiritual people, are the people who can manifest using the words of their mouth and the tongue, like it's said in many forms of literature. The power of the life and death is in the power of the tongue, and I feel like that phrase extends you know beyond the biblical text. I feel like that phrase come from people who understood that the words of their mouth manifest into their reality, and being able to manifest in reality in your realm, our own individual realms or reality comes from a long line of spiritual people. Like I said, I feel like that was before Abraham, you know, and I make no mistakes about it. The power to manifest comes from the eternal essence. I'm not going to put a gender on the eternal essence because, to be honest about it, only way to be honest about it, I don't know. I can only, make fabrications or assumptions how or the way others interpret, the internal elder, the internal essence, the almighty manifester, creator of everything that we see, know, and behold and love, dear, you know. But like I said, being a spiritual person, you're manifesting your reality by whatever you're saying out of your mouth. And, quite frankly, it's always started when you open your eyes as a babe. I hope that ain't confusing. Your first cry, your first whine, you know, whether that was a yell or scream as a baby. Some people would say that they remember memories when they was a baby in their mother's womb or coming out of their mother's womb. Some people say they can remember that far back, but I can't, and I'm not gonna cap about it. The first memory that I remember, I want to say in my early ages was maybe 3 or 4, and that was associated with pain because as a 3-year-old running down 2-story stairs trying to meet my pops coming from work, I fell down the stairs and bumped my head, and I could remember that memory through the association of pain, but it's always different for different individuals, you know. But like I said, the topic is manifesting, and I feel like it's a confusing topic, but it's not confusing. It's not confusing for a spiritual person. It's not confusing for a spiritual people because we naturally do it. It's something that's that's already formed, and that within us at birth. Being able to manifest, by the things that we spoke from our mouth. And it changes depending on the linguistics that you use. As far as now here, I am, you know, that's what I'm choosing to manifest in. I don't know, but for me to be here in the United States of America, speaking English as my first, linguistic expression, it had to be by design, you know, mysterious design, from the Eternal Elder. And that's something that I have, you know, I seem to understand about it, but it could be different from the next man or woman, depending on where you are born, manifesting. If the eternal elder is in you, then you're a manifester. You're a spiritual person. You create life. You hold dear the morals and principles of a spiritual person who loves life, whether that's in another natural human being as yourself, man or woman, or dealing with a beast, an animal, whether that be a dog, cat, horse, donkey, you resonate with that all things have a essence of the eternal spirit within themselves, or the great spirit, within them, within all things, even, as far as plant life, nature. And a lot of people don't understand that nature coexists with, you know, you know, animate objects, like people that move around, trying to make it sound simple, but it's really a complex, you know, thought process. But it's not, because like I said, we do it natural as a people. But being a spiritual person, manifesting by the words of your mouth comes natural, to you. And a lot of people take that gift and they use it through music. They use it through expression of poems or written literature. It just depends on the field of study of how you choose to express it. Actuality, some people would say that it was the basis of magical spells or whatnot. You know, but that's not my field of study. You know, or perception. My perception is that, hey, we are a spiritual people, and that you have to be careful what you say out of your mouth, because it's gonna manifest. With you as an individual first, then your surroundings, your dwellings, your family, your brothers and your sisters, and your family, your city, and the greater that spiritual uh, level is, or blessing, or presence of the eternity that's in you, the bigger the manifest, would show itself. And if you think I'm capping, some of the, you know, evident um, ways that you can see a manifestation is through, like I said, the music, the entertainment. It's not just about entertainment as we, entertain sitting on our couch and watching a movie. It depends on who wrote this script, you know, that these actors are acting out, you know, who are speaking these words, to you, that that's resonating with you and your family while you watching or listening to this music, you know. But yeah, I'm just trying to make it simple and plain, because I don't think a lot of people give it thought. You know, everyone's thought process can be totally different depending on what you choose to feed your soul and your mind with also. So it varies. So what I'm saying is, as a spiritual, as a spiritual person, I need some water. Hold on. Yeah, as a spiritual person, you know. Hold on a second. Break real quick. Yeah, as a spiritual person, you have to realize that everything we do will manifest. And like I was saying, like with take it for an example, a rap artist. They don't just go around and give out record deals to random people because you say that you can rap a rhyme. No, that's just the smoke screen of it. Trust me, believe that the individuals that give out those record labels contracts, they understand through different means who you are. Whether that's facial features or traits, or your own actions, or your what I'm saying, you manifest around you in in your family present, like your community. you know it's like that. It's all about, it's different type tests. It's different ways, it's various means that they give out record deal. And please believe that you're only going to be allowed to manifest or speak or rap a certain way that they approve of. And we all heard that different rap artists saying, hey, you can't sing about this, or you can't. Spiritual persons that can manifest. And like I said, the trait varies from person to person, depending on your your line and your your heritage. And let's not kid ourselves. Just like they say, everybody can rap. Man, everybody can rap. You can be taught how to rap and rhyme. It's a skill. You can be taught that, but everybody cannot manifest. If you're not a spiritual person, you can't manifest. You can try and try till you pull your hair out until you turn blue. But if you're not a spiritual person born of that spiritual tribe, you can't manifest. And I mean, we all know, let's be real with ourselves. We know who can manifest and who can't. And in today's society, a lot of people, they will flock towards the people that can manifest certain gifts and things, you know. But I have no problem with that. But my problem is when they started manifest lies and false information. That's when I got a problem about it. Now, don't get me wrong, because everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But when you want to speak or manifest a false, falsify, or preach false information as a spiritual person, then you should know that that leads to a spiritual death. That leads to the spiritual seed or essence within you, rotting away, becoming corrupt, and eventually, that spiritual essence in you dies. And nobody's dumb. I know when I hear the truth. People know when they hear the truth. It takes longer for some people to process it, yeah. You know, and some people deny. I mean, that's what they do. Depends on the situation. They feel like they may not be, cool with this person or whatever, not however they want to do it. But at the end of the day, we are spiritual people, and like I said, that's beyond religion. That's beyond religion. I feel like as a spiritual people, religion divides us, and when you divide or call division in something, it's easily conquered. You know, it's easily conquered. So that's what religion is. It's like you have Islam, Christianity, O'Shea, the Kabbalists, Catholic. There's so many different denominations dealing with religion. It's funny. You can pick a religion probably for every day of the week, month, and year, and still have more to go around. It's that many different denominations when it comes to religion. But I'm speaking on the plane as far as being a spiritual person, being a spiritual people, the people who are born to create, through their manifestation of the words coming out of their mouth with their tongue. That's what I'm speaking on. Us, the original spiritual people, being what they say, with great power comes great responsibility. You know, I'm just trying to edify you. And now I feel like when it comes to the Christians and their principles are muat, like they say in Kemet, and their principles, their moral standards. I'm fine with that. You know, the Kabbalists, Islam, all moral standards that lead to life and creation. I'm with it. And I assume by being a spiritual person, perceiving and discerning that at the root nature of those practices was a spiritual person who created, those, you know, teachings at first start. But you always have, teachers that, start out good, teachers who push their spiritual practices, because like I said, we all are spiritual people coming from creation, and our, nature is to create. Our trait is to manifest using the words of our, tongue. It's that simple. That's what we do. We create, we manifest destiny. And I can't explain that to you how to do it. It's something that comes natural. And some people, it wakes up as early as a child. Some it only wakes up, mid-range age, 20s, in their 20s, and others it wakes up, later on in life. But it depends. It depends on the gift. And like I said, the spiritual presence in yourself. You know. But yeah, man. To stick to religion as a spiritual person is death, because religion, it got a nasty habit of turning into traditions. And what I mean by that, like traditions can be like, you know every day or every Monday or every Wednesday we're gonna, you know we're gonna eat this or eat that, or, was there something nothing wrong with celebrating, or, being happy, because that is a spiritual principle also. But let's say that, hey, every day before we eat, wash your hands, or it's death, or it leads to death. It's funny. Like, that's how religion is. Religion is real funny, or something like, the difference between a spiritual person and a spiritually blind person is evident. Spiritually blind people tend to stick more towards religion because they can't understand the spiritual man, um, practice. Spiritual blind person, that you can tell them every day about your spiritual, essence, but they won't understand it. They will never grasp the concept because they are not a spiritual people. They are not a spiritual person. So they'll never understand, the spiritual world or realm, as far as manifesting, destiny. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, there's no manifestation or power of the tongue that you could ever speak without the eternal elder, the essence of all creation, the Almighty. There is none. There ain't nowhere else to put it. If you don't have, the essence of the eternal, and if he's not in it, then there's no manifestation in that. And I'm gonna tell you the difference in a minute. It's no manifestation without the eternal elder. You can cuss, you can scream, you can yell to the top of your lungs. It's no manifestation if you don't have the eternal elder or the source, the Almighty. There is none, man. If you don't have those, if you don't have Him, there's no manifestation. Not none at all. Don't let nobody fool you. Atheists, and it's not a no pun to any atheist. If you choose to believe that there's nothing outside of yourself, that there's nothing greater but you being a monkey, then hey, that's you. And you have no spiritual power. You are not connected to the eternal elder. You are a spiritually deaf, dumb, blind, lame person. And that's not a shot. That's not a shot. Not a shot at all, but it's just to let you know what's going on. You have to be aware of yourself. Like I'm aware of myself. I understand that I'm a spiritual person, a spiritual being. I understand I come from a spiritual people. You know, I have manifested certain things like money or cars or whatever I want to put my mind to. I can manifest it. I My spiritual level at the point where if I want to reshape myself, I actually can through manifesting in my words and rigorous training and discipline. You see what I'm saying? It's levels to this. I can't say, oh, I want to be taller. Let me manifest myself taller. It doesn't work like that. It's like, hey, let me manifest myself be the fittest I can be within the realm or the eternal elder has fashioned me. You feel me? Like, it's that simple. But, the concept, like I said, it's kind of hard for some people to understand, but we are a spiritual people. There's no way else around it. We are a spiritual people. And I feel like, it's not talked about enough. And that's beyond religion. It goes beyond religion or whatever type of religion you might want to come up with or denomination you want to, however you want to name it, you know. And there's a lot of religions, and it's more religions coming up every day. More of them coming up every day. It's a different religion. But yeah, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna take a quick this right here finna be a quick commercial break real quick, you know. But listen to the vibe, you know what I'm saying? Stay tuned in. Yeah, yeah, like I was saying though, like we need to overcome, you know, box that we've been placed in, and I don't know how else to express it. I don't know how else to address the issue of, the box or the kitten box that we have been placed in around. Break free from that printed fabricated. I don't know who fabricated these walls, the invisible walls around us to stunt our growth. But all I'm saying is enough. Enough is enough. I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired. I'm tired, boss. And I know also, in order for me to reach a certain height, I have to drag some of y'all along with me. That's a spiritual concept that a lot of people don't know also. But in this walk, in this realm, being a spiritual person, I also have to understand that everybody can't go with me. Everybody can't rise on a spiritual level because they are not a spiritual people. And well, that's the simplest way I can put it. That's the simplest way I can put it. You know, everybody is not a spiritual person. You just have to understand, who you are. You have to understand that. And there's a difference between a spiritual person and a spiritually blind person. And and the difference of it, it's like it's the evidence is around us. I'm not talking about no spookism, no pseudoism. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the evidence of being rational and the things around us. Like I said, in the music, you know, we're different artists, whether you're a rap artist, or R&B artist, or pop artist, you know, you got to have that spiritual manifestation. And usually, the ones who are gifted are the ones that they, give record deals to and push to the forefront to create manifest a certain agenda on you as a spiritual person and spiritual beings. The game is to keep the spiritual people in a certain frame where they don't realize who they are, so they don't, manifest their gifts, as a spiritual person, you know, and a spiritually blind person, a spiritually blind individual or people, they can't manifest creation through their words. They can't have that natural outlook of, all life is sacred. From the smallest, microorganism to the hugest, like, whatever the biggest mammal is on this, on these continents. They don't understand that principle. So what they do is they create out of destruction, you know, and through their destruction, they create. To give you a perfect example is that it's you know, I can't, as a spiritual person, manifest a sword to kill. You see what I'm saying? I can't manifest a sword to kill, but a spiritually deaf person, a spiritually deaf individual, they can manifest through destruction, you know, swords, bombs, napalm. All of those are creations from spiritually dead people. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. And I'm trying to make it simple. I'm trying to use, you know, words that I know that people don't understand. And I'm trying to choose my words carefully to make you understand and see what I'm saying. Yeah, spiritually deaf person. They the ones that create the nuclear bombs. They're the ones that create death and destruction. But depending on the level of a spiritual person, they can call forth rain, fire, and hurricane, the natural elements of this world and realm. But like I said, it all depends on the eternal elder, the eternal essence, you know, because that trumps everything, you know. The eternal elder is the one who spiritually manifested all things beforehand in creation, in present, and future. There's no way around that, you know. And some people get caught up on the height of looking at the spiritually dead, or you might call the wicked, and the things that they can create as, awesome. In their own right, in his own right and own sense of things, they are all, like it's so, devastatingly amazing because this bomb just blew up a whole continent or it just blew up a whole village. You know, that's what you have to understand. That's what you have to, perceive through this walk and life that you're in now. Yep. And I did this little spiel like 3 or 4 times now, but I could never get the app right. And I'm hoping that I have the app right now, you know. If not, hey, I'll try it again. And I guess I'll just keep trying till I get it right because this message needs to be out, you know. And the message is that we are a spiritual people. And that goes beyond religion, you know. It's beyond religion. Like me myself, I identify as in the Abrahamic faith. But I am not radical and zealous to the point where, hey, you know, I feel like people should, I might feel like some people say that people should die. No, I don't feel that, to a certain extent. Like, no, it's never really that serious, you know. But being a spiritual being, it has a lot of responsibilities you got to carry. And most of the time, you know, it's kind of one of those things hard to understand. But if you know, you know. But spiritual lame and death, yeah, like they're not manifestors. They don't speak life. And to give you a good example of it, it's like a tree. This tree has the most amazing, huge fruit. This is huge tree. And it's bearing forth, apples or oranges or whatever you like, whatever your favorite fruit is. And you can pick from this tree and eat to sustain your life. And then once you finish eating it, you may replant the seed, grow another tree. You know, that's a spiritual person's practice. But a spiritually blind person or devastator, they don't do that. No, they'll chop that tree down and use the wood to make a chair to sit in. You see what I'm saying? That's what they do. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what it's time out for. It's time out for that. It's time out for that. You know, they come in and they'll destroy a whole rainforest. Those are spiritually blind people. Who destroys a whole rainforest, knowing that you harming not only the rainforest, but the animals and organisms and species that's living in that rainforest? Who does stuff? Who does things like that? But a spiritually blind individual or people. That's what I'm saying. And I take it to another realm. The sons of Noah, like the deluge, the what is really called, or the flood. You know, in all type of different literatures, that great catastrophic event was written down. I don't care who lies about it. All the great scholars have wrote about the deluge, from Socrates to Aristotle to even the ones we don't know about, Eutychus and all of those, Arius, all of those different scholars all wrote about the deluge. And they wrote about, some so-called, biblical characters. That's what they did. But in the sense of Noah, his sons, from what I'm assuming is he had his sons, and you had Ham and Shem and Japhet, and the was Shem was a spiritual person. He inherited distinctly from Noah, because Noah was a spiritual person, you know. And I for sure I know that Ham wasn't a spiritual person. Ham was a spiritually lame person, you know. And to some certain extent, he probably was a spiritual person. But, you know, I think in the fact that when the Bible says Noah cursed his seed, his Canaan, and all the Canaan son with Ham had a son. And one of his sons, he had a couple of different sons, and Noah cursed them. That's what happened. And so they're spiritually dead people. They don't understand, the things of the spirit. And they never will. So they create and thrive off destruction and death. And most of their ways are very corrupt and twisted and perverted, because they try to create using death and destruction and abuse and harm. That's what they do. And you don't believe me, you can look around you today. I ain't gotta speak in the book or in the text. You can look around you today. The same people who causing destruction, them Hamites. I hate to put it like that. And I ain't speaking on pigmentation neither, because some of us are a mixture of people, you know, and it's hard to prove that you are of a certain, tribe or lineage like Shem or Ham or Japhet. But what doesn't disappear, what doesn't go anywhere, are the traits and natures of a person or individual. They don't never dissipate. You're always going to be a creator or a destroyer, you know, always. You know, being a spiritual person, you always looking to help somebody. You giving, you know, whether that's advice or, a means to help a person. Like, In our time, funds, food, you're always looking for the good in people as a spiritual person. But as a spiritual blind person, you're always looking to abuse authority and power. You look for opportunities to make yourself great, is what they do. You know, I ain't trying to make this spiel long because I don't even know if it's actually recording because it's a new whole different app I'm using also. You know, but yeah, being spiritual goes beyond religion. Can't put it in a, you can't put being a spiritual person in a book. You can kind of describe it for other individuals to follow route to develop their spiritual, awareness of the words that they manifest. But like I said, it takes time, man. It takes practice. Is something that you can't really perceive right off the bat. It's one of those things that you have to with the test of time, that you have to realize how to properly, use the gifts given to you. And a lot of people, they would call them the priests. The Semites were known as the priests of the world, through a lot of literature. But it's even beyond priests. It's even beyond the word priest. Like, it's so many things that are beyond just expressions of words. You depending on, the tongue. There's so many different things. But the concept is real. It is you of a spiritual person's lineage, or you're spiritually blind. That's the only way I can put it. And not try to rag on the people that are spiritually blind and dumb. You just have to understand who you are. You know. If your actions and your words that you're using is manifesting good and good things, bringing joy to people, in your surrounding. And you also know if your words and your action is manifesting sorrow and death. Like, I don't care what camp you align yourself with, whatever denomination or religion you put yourself in. If you're a spiritually blind person, your actions gonna create death and sorrow and hurt, anguish, pain for other people. That's what it's gonna do. Ain't no way else around it. But if you're a spiritual person, whatever you choose to align yourself with, denomination is gonna create happiness, joy, peace for the people that's surrounding you. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's gonna do. But not to say that everybody have faults, everybody have misfortunes, but you just gotta be wary about it. How to pay attention. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I was saying and trying to explain. As a spiritual person, spiritual being, man, it's beyond religion. And it has been, like I said, in history and in biblical texts, that the eternal elder has blessed certain spiritual people more down the line, depending on their accolades or what they managed to accomplish here in this realm. He will do that. And sometimes in history, you know, a spiritual person is given a little bit more or greater gifts to accomplish, even better feats, or to stop certain devastations from happening. You know, we don't understand it. Some things are not meant for you to understand or perceive what's going on around you, but One thing is for certain that you should be able to understand and perceive, you know, within your mind, your words, that the things that you're forming around you. But I feel like that's the main denominator when it comes to a spiritual person. That, we create life, happiness, and joy around us. But the spiritual blind and lame, oh yeah, they don't care nothing about none of that. You know, they even tell you to shut up. They don't want to hear it. I hate to say it like that, but that's how they are. You know, they that type. But that's enough on that spiel tonight for that as a spiritual person. Like I said, it's beyond religion. You just have to grasp the concept. You know, grasp the concept and practice it daily. By observing yourself. Because it's nothing that can happen overnight. It happens over time. To make yourself stronger in the mind, body, and the spirit of manifestation. It's like as a spiritual person, all the aspects of your being have to connect and have to be trained through discipline to focus to manifest a thing. It's like you can't say that you're strong spiritually as a spiritual person when a little thing like drugs or something you can't manifest in your mind and tell yourself like, no, I'm not gonna do that because it's an addiction. Addictions and stuff like that hinders a spiritual person, and it will rot the essence of the truth that's within you. You know, but it's something that harming yourself, like it's harming your body. You know, or if you're a person that, hey, you just know that being a spiritual person that manifests, you have to work on all areas of self. You have to, you know, and you have to be aware of yourself. But yeah, yeah. But anyway, like I said, that's enough for this little lie right here I did. I'm gonna possibly do more. I need to start doing more because I have a voice. And then a couple things I need to speak on. Just like any other person has a voice and a couple things they need to speak on. But like I said, I'm part of the spiritual people, a spiritual community. And that's beyond religion. You can't fabricate what you already are, you know. But as for me, my house, I represent the spiritual people coming from, the root of Abraham and down to the sons. And as you can see, my avatar is a wolf. It's standing for a Benjamite. I know who I am. At times I can be ravenous, and sometimes I can be kind. It just depends on the mood you put me in, or you know, if you come in with a oppressive type nature, against me when I did no wrong to you. And a lot of my people, they take the other route. You know, they love to be ravenous and tear and rend, but not me. I'm cool and I'm chill. I'm laid back until you make me turn into turn ravenous. But that's just the way it is. But like I said, as a spiritual person, man, just you have to, like I said, you have to learn the difference. You have to learn the difference. Yeah, you have to learn the difference, man. You have to learn the difference. Yeah. But anyway, So this big car, the Benjamite, you know, Shalom, and everybody who might tune in to watch this show, you know, if what I said, it might hurt somebody feeling or whatever, you know, it ain't about hurting nobody's feelings or anything like that. It's more about being aware of self and your surroundings, Yeah, understand self and create. But yeah, peace, love.